Last class we have seen how the data is flowed and how the JSON model is working. So we will create a web application, and in the web application we will learn about the data binding and also the JSON model which we discussed over the previous class. Okay, okay, we'll discuss over the what we so what we are going to do. We are going to create a new file over here. Sorry, new folder. Sorry. We are going to create a new folder and we'll name it as a JSON model. Okay. So we are going to learn a JSON model, right? Just give enter. Okay. Within that, just create a new folder. What we could name as web app. Correct? Web app. Okay. Within the web app, a new file. You'll be familiar with this, which is index.html. Okay, we'll give some time for the business application studio. Why it's taking much more time? Great. Yeah, we got. And similarly, what we are going to give, we are going to text HTML and head. Head and after it body. Okay, body. Head within head, meta, the head meta can be equal to meta char set will be equal to UTF. Okay, equal to UTF hyphen 8, correct? And we'll close our meta tag. And then the title of the application will be can give any our new website using JSON. Okay, we'll give JSON model. We'll give this name. So now we are going to define a script. Okay, script over here. Okay, so it means we are bootstrapping this website to a UI5 web application. Okay, so we can use UI5 resources in this web application. Okay, so how to do it? We are going to do that within the JavaScript. We will use ID equal to SAP hyphen UI hyphen boots bootstrap. Okay, this is how we can use a UI5 application. You're right. Okay, then we are going to and we have point this script tag to a .js file where the framework can be consumed. Okay, the functions from the framework can be consumed to Okay, where it will be consumed is src equal to, okay, you can give https colon double slash ui5 sap com, okay, dot com slash resources. So within this link, you can access the content, okay. So within that, sap hyphen ui5 hyphen core.js, okay. So we can download the library what we are going to use from this link, okay. I no need this JSON model. I need .js. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to use some of our libraries, data hyphen sap hyphen ui, okay, hyphen library libs, okay. Libraries are mentioned as libs, and within that we are going to use sap.m. Now you have seen, right, in our UI5 demo kit, sap.m.library is used. Okay, so one of the library which I'm going to download is sap.m, which is a very important library. And also we are going to add data hyphen sap for the look of the theme we are going to use, UI, okay, theme sap underscore horizon, okay. So then data spell data hyphen sap hyphen ui. So as this is the asynchronous loading, because we are using javascript, which is asynchronous, we are going to mention this as asynchronous loading of application. So I'm marking this asynchronous as true, okay. Okay, as true. Okay, then what we are going to use, we are going to also add some another library. Initial load module will be UI hyphen on hyphen unit. Okay, okay. This will be our module colon, and you could remember our index.html file will have this base class, correct, a walkthrough class. We're accessing everything over there, and we are going to give slash index, okay. This will be our first loading point, and data hyphen sap hyphen ui hyphen resource roots. Okay, within that create a function, and within that just we are going to assign, we are going to keep the root nodes will take in an object in which we have to define the namespace of the application. So what is the namespace of our application? It is UI5 dot walkthrough, correct. This is the namespace of our application, walkthrough, and it will take the values as, correct. So it will takes nothing at dot html, okay. So I think overall it's done. So we have assigned a new .html, which is okay, okay. So then within the body, okay, come to body. Within the body, I'm going to give ID body content, okay. ID will be content, okay. So, and the content I'm giving ID of the body as SAP UI body. Okay, class body, and class will be SAP UI body. Okay, this will be ID will be content and class equal to UI5. Okay, everything's fine. Okay. So now let us describe our JSR index.html everything over here. Still, yes. Okay, head tag is closed, body tag is opened, and body tag is closed. Script is also closed, but it is throwing some sort of error over here. Head. Okay, this. Yeah, got this. Nothing this. Okay. So I think no errors are throwing out. So we are good to go. And we have okay. We have an issue. What else? We have called our declared our modules and called bootstrapping is done and called all the sap.m library everything. And within the web app we are going to create a new file and I'm going to name this as index.js. Okay. So as it is a asynchronous module, correct? As JS is asynchronous module. So we are going to use the asynchronous module definition syntax. Okay. So SAP dot UI dot define SAP dot UI dot define. So the first important parameter is an array. Okay. And give a comma and the second parameter is a callback function. So the callback function will be written like this. Use the same syntax. Okay. Okay, fine. So, so this array, I'm going to pass XML view as how we did for XML application. Okay. So we are going to pass the XML view, sap.ui dot uh, 4/MVC slash XML view. Okay. So once the resource is loaded, then it is available as an important parameter to this callback. Okay. So important parameter will be XML view. Okay. This will be the important parameter to this callback function. So okay, as of now we are done with the definition and we'll use strict. Okay, and I'm going to create method which is a factory function. To create method which is a factory function, what we'll do, we'll give dot create, correct? We'll go for dot create and a function. Okay. So we don't need to add any new keyword here. Create method takes the parameter which is nothing but a view name for which we need to pass the view name. What we are going to pass is we are going to pass is view name. Okay. We are going to pass this view name. Yes, we are going to pass the view name. So, and within this, we will give our namespace. So, we will also return this as a, so how we will give it walk through and we'll create the view. Okay, we will name this. So this will create a promise. So how to create promise? We have learned, no? We have learned in our earlier classes. This we should write now. Okay. So yes, okay. We're going to create a promise function, and you can give then, and within that function and end with. Okay. Still, it's throwing some error until it comes. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So on the once the promise is successful, then this method will be called, or which will take a callback function. This is the method will be called, which will take the callback function. Okay. So how we are going to define the callback function is, mm, create a function and a callback function. Okay. So within this, we are going to pass an important parameter called O view. The output of create have to be given, which is nothing but the view syntax. Okay, which is nothing but we need to use the view syntax. View. Okay, and what we'll be using place at, correct, and within that, what we are going to use, place at will be smooth. Okay, place set, and within that we'll pass our id name called content. Okay, so we have defined this, and we have created a callback, and within that factory function, and within that we have passed a view name, which will be the calling parameter, and then a promise function, and within that which will instantiate our xml view. Okay. So, and now index.html file is called its index.js, which is going to instantiate this XML. See, index, which will instantiate this XML view. Okay. So let us go ahead and create a view inside the view folder. Okay. So you can just create a new folder, and you can name as view. Okay. So within the view, a new file, and what we are going to name is app.view.xml. Okay, just give enter. Okay, here what we are going to do is, we have defined the view. We are going to define the view first. MVC, give MVC, and our same model we will create, right? Okay, and we are going to close the same. Okay, this is how we have defined the view, and we have to define the XML namespace as within this. Okay, within this we have to define our XML namespace. Just give this enter, and here uh, XMLNS. Okay, this is how we'll define the namespace, and within the namespace we are going to use sap.m. Okay, important library. Correct, we have used no many places. Okay, then another namespace XMLNS colon MVC. Okay, since we have used MVC, we have to define the MVC here. We can give whatever it is defined, but here we have defined MVC, so we are going to give MVC. Okay, within that MVC, what we are going to pass here is SAP dot UI dot core. Okay, dot MVC. MVC. Okay, so this is all, and the controller name also we need to pass. Okay, controller. We will write in hierarchical order, that is controller name. Give controller name. Okay, controller name will be uh, UI5 dot walk through dot, give a correct name spell, because else it won't be called. This is the controller name. I'm going to use a button from sap.m.library. Okay, button. So within that button, I'm going to pass a text property and I'm going to name that as click me or press me. Okay, I'm going to name the button as press me. And I'm also going to use a input field. Okay, within the input field. So I'll enhance this input field using our data binding functionality. Okay. So let us go and create a controller which you have to define here. So go to your web folder and create a new folder and give the controller. Okay. Name of controller. And within that you should create a So we are defining the controller. So we'll create a new file over here and we'll name app dot controller dot okay js. So we got our file. Okay, app.controller.js. We'll define the naming convention as the same view here also. We will be as it is asynchronous. Just give sap.ui dot define model syntax, and we'll have two parameters over here also. So what will be the first will be the array, right? Give within this. The first will be array, then followed by comma, a callback function. Okay, callback function. Here we want to use sap.ui for mvc.controller class. Okay, within this array, you need to use sap/ui/core ui ui/core slash mvc slash controller. Okay. Okay, we want to extend this controller for our custom extension. Means this controller will be passed to this our how we used like XML view, right? So controller will be coming to here. Okay, controller. So as also we need to extend our class within the functions or any other like with our custom functionality, we have to use script. Okay, just conclude this. And what we need to give the return controller. Okay, and what we are going to do is we are going to extend this controller function. So this extend method will have two parameters over here. So we are going to give two parameters over the extend function. So first will be two parameters. First we'll define the two parameters, and first one will be UI5 dot walk through. Correct. UI5 dot walk through. Please check the spell once and dot give controller correct dot app controller name. So does not will be provided, and so this controller will have the hook methods over here. Okay, we are going to use hook methods. I'll show what is hook method over here. So you'll be familiar with what will be the hook method. So we'll pass this class over here because in next class we'll create a hook method. Okay, I'll give the explanation over. We'll just see the hook methods explanation, and we'll close this and we'll use the hook method. So it will be predefined in the app flow. You can add any logic over here. Why it is used? It is used to enhance our Fiori application. So why we should use it? It will be clean and upgraded safe practice to use the hook method. Okay, you can rewrite the application and you can also use a basic logic in the whole application. It is easy to code. You can keep the hook method in any places. Okay, so there are four hook methods in our there are four hook methods in our application, in our UI5 application development. Which one is on init, and which one is on init, on before rendering, and after rendering, on exit. What an init will be do? It will run when the controller loads. So whenever the controller loads, the on init will be loaded. Okay, wherever on exit will be runs when the controller is destroyed. Once the controller is destroyed, on exit will be called, and once the controller loads, on init will be called. Okay, so what else? On before rendering is runs before the view is rendered, and whereas and after rendering is and or runs after the view is visible. Okay, before views rendering is on before, and whenever the view is visible, you can give on after running. So these are the four hook methods. And in the next video, I'll show how to use this on init method, and we'll also, if possible, we can use all the hook methods over here. Okay, please keep in mind these hook methods. It will be helpful for you in the like if you are planning for some interviews or anything, it will be helpful. Okay, so I'm going to wind up here. Thank you.